late on sending Christmas cards. You know, not that it's really Christmas Eve today, but I'm still late on sending Christmas cards. I send a lot every year, and I feel like the list gets bigger every year. I used to chuckle because growing up, my mom would send the big family update to friends and family. She's probably gonna be mad at me for sharing this, but she would keep a list of who she sent to and who sent stuff back. And I don't remember if there was like a time limit on like, well, if I send X amount of years in a row, then maybe I won't send anymore if they never reply. Sorry, Mom, if I'm giving up your secret. I feel like what was funny as a child is now painfully accurate because you don't hear back from a lot of people. And that's okay. Not everyone likes to do this. But here we are. It is a tradition. It is my tradition. I think that it stems from, we weren't raised in a religious family. We went to church. I don't even think it was for a year when we lived in California, and we all complained about it so much that my mom just kind of threw her hands up and was like, oh, forget it. And this video is not talking about religion, other than to say I don't celebrate this holiday because of a religious connotation. I look at it more for the pagan side of things, but I'm not going to go into that either. What I am going to go into is why Christmas, or rather this time of year, is important to me. I think the biggest reason is that this season for me is all about comfort and nostalgia of the past. You know, the year is coming to an end, so you look back on the year. How was it? It makes you look back on previous years. How were they? How was this different from those? And it gives me a reason to reach out to friends and family and celebrate them, whether that's through cards that often have pretty foul, sarcastic stuff written in them, or through the occasional gift, or just spending time with people, or having the Christmas party. It's a reason to just celebrate joy. I know it's not that way for everyone, and some years are harder than others are. This year has been hard. This year's been hard. I'm not going to get all down and melodramatic on you here. This year, I definitely bit off more than I could chew. Back in January, when I came back from my short Christmas break from last year, I came back with a surprise decorate for spring video, and then we launched into the estate, and you guys got to really meet this house and see what it was when I met it, which was, you know, a time capsule from the 1960s and the 1980s, kind of merged and morphed into one. And then we spent a few months going through the first level of the estate, wrapping up with this room. Took some time off to work on this room, came back with the drawing room series. So this was the first room that you guys got to see start to finish that kicked off phase 2 of this house. When the drawing room series ended in July, I was kind of at a loss for what to do next and how to proceed, because there's an entire upstairs that you haven't seen what the phase 1 work looked like. But a lot of phase 2 has started upstairs because of the water damage that was in this wall, which resulted in my bedroom wall being torn out, or tearing out. You know, I say torn out as if someone else did it. I did it. Me did it. The foyer is still coming together, and there's a lot more work upstairs at the stairwell to do. So I'm kind of in this spot of like, I don't want to go back to those videos. I don't want to go back to the videos that were about, oh, here's what I did a couple years ago, and this is what I want to do. So they're going to be kind of this hybrid going forward. And that's okay, because this channel is constantly changing and updating. Fall hit. I needed to make the Halloween videos. That was what it was. And we all saw the sad demise of our pumpkin friend. And then, of course, these Christmas videos that you're watching now. And I'll get to that in a minute. I say I bit off more than I could chew because in addition to the videos and the YouTube work, and obviously the housework that YouTube showed, this was my first year truly doing client work, renovating spaces for people. And those projects took time. They took time and effort and thought and body toll. there was also work for my parents and the housework that you didn't get to see or haven't seen yet, at least. And there's my day job. That's 40 to 50 hours a week. And there was a lot of turmoil this year with my day job and things changing and new responsibilities, and nothing bad by any means, nothing bad. I love my job. When all of that is rolled together, it's a lot. The other big thing being that I turned 40 in a matter of days. The year was going to be capping off with a trip. For you, it's Christmas Eve, and I look like I'm here in my drawing room in Wisconsin. I'm actually in Orlando, Florida right now. It's been a year. It's been a year of change and learning, heartbreak. There's other stuff going on. And I'll leave it at that. That's okay. But this time of year was, and always will be very special. I was fortunate enough to grow up in a very happy family. Happy by all intents and purposes. If my parents or my siblings have other thoughts, these are my thoughts, and my thoughts say that it was happy. Growing up in Southern California, we were not very used to the weather, the snow and things like that. And it did snow a couple times in the town that I'm from. It wasn't something that stayed, and it wasn't something that was common. So my birthday is the day after Christmas. My mom was always very particular about keeping that sacred, and Christmas gifts were wrapped in one paper and my birthday gifts were wrapped in another, and I was always made to feel very special on my birthday because it's just kind of the default for that day. And for I think most people that are born around Christmas, your birthday gets lumped into it automatically by default by everyone. It's not always friends that want to celebrate both at once. It's also family. And my mom was always very protective of that and making sure that I felt like I got my day. But we always had our traditions. We weren't allowed out of our rooms until 7 a.m. to go and tear through stockings and things. And we didn't grow up in a rich family by any means. We weren't destitute, but we were not rich. I was a kid that learned the value of saving up my allowance from mowing the lawn and stuff to buy Legos and Power Ranger Zords. We were always very appreciative of Christmas, and we never really got like egregious gifts. I see, to quote the Grinch, the avarice of what people do now. We weren't like that. We got practical stuff as well as fun stuff, Legos, and there were clothes. And the one gift I remember wanting so bad, and I might have been turning 7 or 8, was I wanted a My Pal 2, and I got it. And it was just the shittiest toy you've ever seen. But I got it, and I remember feeling so excited about that. And I think it was the year that Aladdin came out for my birthday. I always wanted to go to the movies, and we went and saw Aladdin. And I don't know, I'm getting away from myself. When we moved to Wisconsin, it was in March of 1997. Wisconsin does have winter, and we do have snow. That first Christmas was different because we weren't around extended family any longer. Moving here, where you don't open gifts and then go tearing outside, in your jeans and a light sweatshirt to play for the day. It's cold here. It's different. It just meant a change of traditions. And over the years, pulling what you see from the people around you and the new friends that you meet and how they celebrate the holidays, and then you get older and you're single, like me. It's funny how the older you get, the more holidays take on different meanings. I'm at an age now where I don't really want anything for Christmas. I want experiences. I want moments with people. And I was just talking the other day with a friend about the value of time and what a gift time is. You can look at that from all sorts of different perspectives. You can look at that as having more time with a loved one who is sick. That's a gift. Being able to spend time with your friends that have kids and they set aside moments to interact with you, which reminds you of the way it used to be, perhaps. That's a gift. At some point in my 30s, maybe it's everyone's 30s, but at some point you realize that the most valuable thing you have to offer and the most precious commodity is time. So, for all of you that are watching, for all of you that have watched the 12 days of this series and the 5 October videos and the 11 drawing room videos, you've given me your time, and you've you've watched, and you've asked questions, and you've laughed with me, and some of you have cried with me. I just want to say from the very bottom of my cold, single, almost 40-year-old heart, thank you. Thank you for giving me the gift of your time, because I know how precious it is. Maybe some of you are rolling your eyes because you watch when you're on the toilet, or maybe you listen on your drive to work, or you have me on when you're making your breakfast or your coffee and you're just glancing at the screen occasionally. You're still giving me your time, and I'm just so appreciative of it. When I started this channel almost 2 years ago, 2 years in March, the channel was nothing. I had a handful of friends and a couple family members watching, and the first 7 months of Restoring Sean, that was it. And I might get 30 views on a video, maybe, if I'm lucky. The Halloween videos changed that, and last Christmas changed that. This year, it's just grown and grown, and there are some days where I am scared that I won't be able to keep up, and there are some days where all I want to do is film and talk and share more and more and more, and I have to keep in mind that, like, there has to be some sort of a filter, because if I if I share too much, I might scare people away. But if I don't share enough, it's not me, because I am a sharer. I am a sharer of stories and my experiences and the things that I've done and seen and want to do. So finding that fine line can be tricky, but I'm so thankful that you guys have been so accommodating as I try to find it, and that I've earned your trust in what I'm saying and doing. I think you all know that I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. I have no problem admitting when I have just truly fucked up, because I mess up often. We all mess up. Yeah. So I'm going to fill out all these cards. I'm going to drop them in the mail to let everyone else know what I think of them. And then I'm going to have a glass of eggnog. I'm going to grab the cats. And that wraps up the 2025 Restoring Sean series. I will be back. Promise you, I will be back. I don't know when. That's not a threat. It's a mark of reality, because time is a precious commodity. This year, by biting off so much, I know I said it was more than I could chew. I've chewed it. I've chewed it, swallowed it, it's done. But going into this next year, I want to have more time for myself. And that means kind of pumping the brakes a little bit. A little bit. Not a ton, because we all know I say that, oh, I'm going to stop doing this thing, and then I just keep doing it. But I am going to ease back. What do we have to look forward to in 2026 on this? I don't mean in the world, because who knows? Who knows about that? In 2026, for the Restoring Sean channel, I will be back in the spring. I do want to go through the stairwell of what it used to look like before we get into the new and the construction. Same with my bedroom upstairs. When I get back from Florida, the first project is my bedroom, because it does need to get finished. I've talked about that in this series. I've talked about it in Halloween, so that's going to take a month or two. Same with the landing at the top of the stairs. The stairs themselves need to get finished. The parlor needs to be gutted completely. The glass shower doors for the green bathroom coming, that will finish that bathroom. So there's a lot of great stuff. Once I am back, I do plan on releasing videos through the spring and summer. Of course, we'll have Halloween next year. I have already started planning that. I've also already started planning Christmas for next year, because I found that this year, by not planning farther ahead, I constantly felt like I was behind. I know I take things to a very high degree, a very high level, that a lot of people might find ridiculous or unattainable. If there's one thing I know about myself, it's that I like to be challenged. I'm sure there will be challenges throughout the year, and I'm sure I will convey a lot of them to you guys. But until then, thank you again for your time, for your humor, your inspiration, your acknowledgement of me and of what I'm trying to do. It means a lot. It gives me a lot of energy, and I'm very thankful. So that being said, if you celebrate in whatever manner, I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, or Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa or any celebration that you have this time of year. I hope that you all have a very happy, safe New Year, and I will see you in 2026 when I'm 40 years old. That's neat.